Oh, it's nice lunch. I thought it was one. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure everybody gets a chapter. So that's just the graphic. And if you click on it, so it's one. What's it called again? Oh. How's it going?
I got 2 huge bags of socks just coming out of my neighborhood. I guess it's gone. Somebody they removed it and now they put an empty box again.
What's that about?
Yeah. I put like 2 massive bags of brand new people those vendors.
Are you saying they're gone?
Where are they? I mean, somebody, huh? I saw that in there. So they already sent it out?
No, I think they just set it out every time.
Wow.
But I saw them out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's great.
Hello, Jim.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for this great breakfast. Look at that.
No, it might be.
I'm so
I'll check
touched.
on it
And
later.
no calories.
I have to duplicate it and try it again.
Really?
It was made a
Trust him,
while
a
ago.
doctor.
I'm so tough.
I'll play around. with it.
That's called willful misrepresentation.
Yeah, I guess he can get away with it.
That's not true.
Oh,
I want to win something today. I never win anything. What do I have to do?
Win sheets.
Cheat?
Stuff the cards in there.
Make bad calls? Yeah.
Statistically speaking, you're looking pretty good today. It's not a very big crowd. Unless they're all getting their eggs mixed.
Good morning, Hope. What about you? Good morning.
Look at that. Boots are out.
Boot season,
That
yes.
excites me. Mm. I have so much stuff. I don't think anybody can sit next to me.
oh, yes. her
Yeah, that's
changing-
the reason nobody's sitting next to you.
Yeah. So much food.
Guys, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. So you all know some good news. The breakfast in here was made by Susan Brown and her group, and it is, how is it, Michelle?
It's fabulous and Hope
And
brought in yummy additions on. buns and
We're
stuff.
gonna be eating all morning long. It's gonna be progressive.
Yeah.
It's gonna be progressive, so which is good. So I mean, the more the merrier, so that's your good thing. So somebody give me some good news this morning. Something's going on that you're like excited about.
We have breakfast.
Pardon me?
We have breakfast.
We have breakfast. I love that. And then we have breakfast, and it is a yummy breakfast. They cook it fresh up here on their little griddle that's about this big. It's good. So we are eating well this morning. One of my best customers, he and his family bought a lot of real estate from me. He used to call me, he used to say, Jim, I'm Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? I'm great. Are you eating indoors this week? What do you think he meant by are you eating indoors this week?
Going out to eat.
No. What do you think he meant by that?
You weren't homeless.
I was not homeless. Yes, you're right, you're right. I was indoors, I had a house, and I had food on the table. And I said, Charlie, I'm not missing any meals right now. Which I was not missing any meals, y'all can tell. That's not one of my, that's not one of my problems. I did not miss any meals. One of my issues is that I could go to your house and have a full meal, go to someone else's house, and if they have got
$35.
I think it's 50.
For him, it's.
Especially since
It's
it happens every
inflation.
week with
Yeah.
Jim.
I know. It's my family calling too, and so that was
Oh.
Greg. I should have answered it. Unless y'all say hello to him, shouldn't I? Good meeting. Guys, can we have one?
Yeah.
He's studying for his real estate test, right? Correct, right, Jim?
We say hello.
We'll say good morning to his family. Good morning.
You're at the team meeting, and I said, that's my Gregory call. And guys, tell Gregory what happens when someone calls during team meeting.
Greg donates to the Keller Williams One Cares.
It costs him how much?
$50.
$100. Well, I'm afraid your twins are spending most of your inheritance now, buddy.
That's another house.
Yep. We're working on also. So he's taking his test on Thursday, right, buddy?
Oh.
Okay, great. So can everybody say good luck, Gregory?
Good luck, Greg.
Okay, Greg, I love you, buddy. I'll call you later, okay? Love you. Bye-bye. He's a pretty sweet guy. 320 pounds, 6'5".
Oh, wow.
Big guy. If you mess with me and you found out, he would come after you.
Aw.
He's one of those guys who used to be a bouncer at a bar. I don't know, like lost that chain. For me, that's for sure. But he's a sweetheart. He's a good kid. All right, so guys, that made my morning. But what else is some good news out there? Anybody write a contract this week that they're like he's excited about?
Rusty.
Rusty, did you write one this week?
Got one pending today, so.
Let's give Rusty a hand.
Yeah.
It's my third offer, but I haven't had any accepted yet.
Well, this is.
Third time's a charm.
Third is the charm, I like that. But if you're not writing them, can they get accepted?
No.
If you're not writing them, can they get accepted?
No.
Yeah, at least you're writing them, buddy. That's it's like you're not getting enough exercising, you certainly will continue to gain weight. So anyway, I'm exercising a little bit and still gaining weight, so it's good. Yes, sir, Jeffrey.
So I got some good news. Barry Wolford had a listing that was going south. The seller needed to close on the 20th.
Uh-huh.
And the lender of the buyer said, no, there's gonna be another week or so. So he got the listing agent to move their fine over to us. We got the loan application on September 2nd and we were clear to close on September 15th.
That's good news. We like it when it's their close. We like that. Particularly when the listing is going south, guys. That's great news. Anybody in what Michelle calls TV land has some good news they want to share with us? Guys, I want to, while we're talking about something good, Susan and her team, they brought us breakfast this morning. They cooked the breakfast fresh here for us, guys. And if you know how to bite it, mine's right here. As Michelle starts talking, I can finish it up. But guys, let's thank Susan and her entire group for making breakfast. Just to go CAMPING.
Yeah, I know, it's
my
dirty little
secret.
I don't typically tell folks that.
And guys, I spell it because that's a DIRTY word for me. My family did it last week and I cannot wait for Pop to go on camping with them. So
We'll warm you up. We'll get you all warmed up here, so when you go, you'll be excited.
okay.
Maybe glamping for you.
Well, that's what we
Guys,
do.
on a good news note before we move forward, okay, guys. One of the things that I am passionate about, and it's hard to tell everybody about this, they don't get it. You can go sell real estate any place you want to sell it. There's offices all around here filled with good people. They don't have us, but they have good people there. But guys, one of the things that I am passionate about, and that's teaching you how and showing you ways that you can do what? Grow,
Your business.
Business.
grow what?
Income.
Grow wealth.
Go well. Passive income.
Because one of these days, you're gonna wake up and either go, I don't want to work anymore, or I can't work anymore. And guys, so we want to help you with that process. And my dad told me years ago, he said, Jimmy, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and or spend. So Angela told us her story 6 weeks ago, Angela.
Give or take that.
Exactly what you. And so as a thing to sort of get you ready for next year, Angela's agreed to bring financial pieces. Angela, come up and tell them about what that looks like.
Oh, look at the boots, all right.
Look at
All right.
that. Hey, someone get a picture. Someone get a picture of this.
Yeah. That's what- All right. I hope I don't have to sign in today. Did you? Nope. Because this is just something here. All right, yes, sir. I'll finish both of you. Yeah.
Good. All right. So Angela, tell them about financial peace.
So we will have Financial Peace University in the office. Get out of the light. On Thursdays at 6:30. It's a 1-hour lesson for 9 weeks. It goes through Thanksgiving. We'll have a skip week at that time. But it's different lessons on how to build wealth. First portion is the biggest portion, which is getting out of debt. But if you don't have debt, the next portion is how to build and maintain wealth and build a legacy for your family. We're just taking care of you from beginning to the end, as well as the next generation. We will start it October 7th. I just got an email registration. We would need to know a week in advance in order to get all the material here. If we don't have it in a week in advance, I have a digital copy. You'll get a workbook that we go through every week. We'll watch a video and then we'll have a discussion. Cost is $69, I believe. I'll double check on that, but $69 for 1-year membership to Ramsey Plus, which is excellent. If you're doing it on your own, it's $129. So being a part of KW and being a part of this group, you'll get it happen. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll work on getting a sign-up sheet and so people can RSVP, so we'll have a head count. But I would love you guys to come take part of this. It's once a week for an hour for 9 weeks, and it'll be online.
Is it open to our clients?
Right now, we're doing a pilot just with KW agents. Once we get KW agents going, then we're gonna do the Walls group. And then once we see the success of that, we can open it up to the public. But I wanna do a test pilot with just us, because for realtors, we work on a flexible income schedule. And so it's different for us as opposed to the regular public, because they typically are regular paycheck.
Thank you for doing
Thank
that.
You know what her salary is on this financial piece deal? Zero. She's doing it because she loves doing it, and it blessed her so much. She wants to bless others. So guys, even if you are to where, Jim, I don't have a credit card debt, I'm living in an apartment, and everything is good for me because I don't, well, still come, because you need to learn what that looks like to put money back and where that comes from. So guys, just realize there's a way to do that. And come and talk about that. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to add one more piece. I listened to the podcast, and most people over 40, when the young people call in and say, oh, I wish I would have known when I was your age. If I would have gotten started at 22, 25, my life would be completely different by now. So even if you're young and you're not in that situation, learning the tools so that you at 40 can be a millionaire as opposed to depending on the check is important.
You know what else too, Angela? You might not have done it right, but you might be able to teach your kids differently.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm doing with my kids.
Well, and is it just live and not online?
It's live.
It's just like that. You cannot take it business. It's got to be live because of the way the whole thing works, right?
Correct. Now, when you have your membership, you can interact online and have access to the whole program, but the actual once a week will be live.
That sounds good. Okay. Who's up today? Jeff, is that you?
It is.
Come on, let me go over here.
That's right.
He's live too.
It's live, finally.
Good morning, Keller Williams.
Good morning. For the 20+ people out there, I know that sometimes I can barely hear what we're saying right here, so I hope you can hear me right here. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, we have so many things at Supreme Lending. We have so many events. And one in particular that I want to mention is news you can use is on Mondays at 3 p.m. Okay, besides of all other events, and Jeff is going to mention one that we have this week. But real quick, market is still crazy. One of the pointers from yesterday is the market is still crazy, and our friends' supply and demand is sometimes kicking our wheels. Interesting, not crazy. Crazy, interesting, crazy, easy, interesting, local. So we just want to give you some specific recommendations to create the best outcomes for your buyers and sellers. So some of the pointers, especially for buyers agents at this point, I'm going to tell something for the listing agents. But first, use speed in your contract to help you offer be more attractive. First, you already know how long are you putting your closing dates? How soon in your contracts these days?
Depends on the sellers.
10 days, 15 days, 30 days.
Depends on what
It
the seller
depends.
wants.
Yeah, right. But in order to close that fast, you need to have the right partner, or you need to have the customer pre-approved, and that's where we come in. Right here, the average closing in the industry is 58 days. Okay, so it's a lot. You cannot compete with 58 days, right? So our average is 23 days. We can close as fast as 8 days. And Jeff just mentioned an example that happened to him, of course. So that's one of the key factors that we use. Also, the contingencies. You know that the finance appraisals, inspections are really key. So that's the conversation that we have. We can get a financial contingency as fast as 10 days. Okay, but we can work it out because we already pre-approved the client, and we can have that faster than 10 days. But that's the conversation that we need to have. Second, encourage your buyers to get all the financial documents to us while they're shopping. Of course, when you receive a pre-approval letter from us, it's because we already review everything, all the information, we review the documentation, and we give you the pre-approval letter, but still some documents out there that we need to get updated. So that's something that we always ask the agents to help us out to get all that. As soon as you have the contract, make your mortgage application immediately, because the clock starts ticking, right? And especially we get the contract on Saturdays or on Sundays, that's fine. We have a way, for example, to order the price also on the weekend. Okay, we don't have to wait for the customer to tell us we have the request or we approve to move forward on this. We can order the price out. We're gonna cover that cost while they get, you know, the bill to pay for the price. Sometimes we pay for the whole price. Okay. Well, contingencies for the listing agents. Believe it or not, take the call from appraisers. We receive so many messages from appraisers saying, I couldn't reach the listing agents, we need to get the buyer's agent. But if they don't get that day, they have to change it for another day, and that might create, you know, an extra day or 2 days. And when we are in contingencies, that's gonna be a tough call. And lastly, be prepared with comps. You know, I know that we're getting 5, 10, 20, 30% over the asking price, right? But I've seen some contracts saying like $5,000 or $10,000 over the appraisal value. It's because probably you already know that the house is not gonna appraise for that, and you wanna play and get some extra money. So having the right comps is gonna help the appraiser, it's gonna help us as well to help you to get that price a little higher and maximize the money for your client. It's that simple, but it's just to have that communication. So that's what we do on Mondays. Now we have another.
Yeah, so this coming Thursday is our second installment of interview with Nick Saban. Does everybody know who Nick Saban is?
Yeah.
You've heard about the University of Alabama. Anyway, so this Thursday at 3 p.m. Building a Legacy. Last month, when Pat Flood interviewed him, he talked about the process. And you think, I thought this was so simple, but it was perfectly worded. Set a goal, specific and time oriented, make a plan. Does all this sound familiar? Right? Make a plan to achieve that goal, and then edit your behavior. And I've never heard it, you know, I've heard, okay, take action and, you know, adjust your plan. He said, edit your behavior so you achieve that goal. And I thought that was pretty insightful, right? So, and it applies, doesn't just apply to football, it applies to anything. It applies to, you know, lead generation, applies to your business, applies to, you know, if you want to lose 20 pounds, don't eat donuts, right? So, whatever it happens to be. But bacon is good. Yeah, bacon is good. Anyway, so this Thursday is Building a Legacy with Nick Saban. We really hope that you all, the link is in the office calendar. You know, that goes out every day. So we hope that this one is well worthwhile.
We post it on Facebook as well.
So thank you. Y'all have been wonderful. Thank you so much for the referrals. Adriana Wademan also gave me one that, and this was, you know, a house in East Cobb. The buyer was self-employed, and she gave me a peek of her 2020 tax returns that hadn't been filed yet. And I knew that if she had to file them for her company returns, we weren't going to close. So we had to close on September 14th. We got the loan application on August 29th. Of course, you got, you know, whatever in there. And there were a lot of problems with the house. And Adriana, like the champ, got her contract was there, got everything fixed, and we closed on time on the 14th. So shout out to Adriana. She's good. So thank you all very much. Thanks for all the referrals, and let us know if you have any questions.
All right. Thank you guys.
So guys, it's an opinion from a team that have been doing this for about 38 years, but I call this closing insurance. After you close, this is insurance. Now, why would I say that? Why would I call this insurance? Oh, come on up.
Thank you, Jim.
So
I
why would
appreciate
this
that.
be insurance? Hope?
This is insurance because it actually protects your clients. It protects your clients, but it also protects you. But in keeping with your theme, I've got good news today and I've got some bad news. The good news is I have given you a copy of our brand new plan, which goes into effect as of October 1st. The bad news is we had to raise our pricing, just like every other home warranty company, simply because we had a record-breaking year last year. We paid over $158 million in claims. The good news is we did not take anything out of our plan. We still have the same great coverage, and we're now offering a $75 trade call fee across the board. It used to be $75 or $100. Now it's $75 straight. The bad news is a lot of you are not including your warranty in the real estate transaction. And your clients are now calling us because they're having problems in their home. Good news is I can help you, but the bad news is the current problem will not be covered. The good news is that you need to tell your clients that they have 30 days from the day of closing to actually purchase that warranty if they have not already done it. So do yourself a favor, cover your clients, but more importantly, cover yourself. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that phone call, I promise you, when they're having issues. Also, I am going to challenge each of you. I've given each of you one of our door hangers that says is now a good time to buy or sell your home. So I want each of you to get out your phone. Take the top portion of this and fold it over. Take a picture of what this says. Is now a good time to buy or sell your home. And I challenge each of you to send this out with the text to one of your leads. Now, all salespeople, as we know, you've got your leads with you all the time, either on your phone or on your computer. Send this out with the text to one of your current leads. Start a conversation. The first person to get an appointment today, let Jim know, and he's going to call me. I have got a Panera gift card. So the first person to get an appointment, it might even be after this meeting. If not after this meeting, by the end of the day, contact Jim and he will verify it. It can't be your cousin. It can't be your good friend. It has to be a real concrete thing.
Well, unless your cousin is generally selling.
Okay.
If they're generally selling, they are
Yes.
buying, that's correct.
But Jim is going to verify.
That's
Okay.
exactly right, Jeff.
So that is my challenge to you. And Alterine, you know these work because we discussed this before. I have agents who swear by these, and it is the easiest thing to do. No door knocking, just a simple text. So if you would, all of you, take a picture of it right now and send it out to them. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Hope.
I appreciate your time.
Thomas and Brown, are you there?
Hello, good morning, guys.
How are you?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Good.
You? Carrie here with Thomas and Brown. So we've gotten a great response on our CE class for this coming Thursday. So just a reminder, it's not too late to RSVP. It's at 10 o'clock in the training room, and it's just called Sizzling Steps in Contract Chat. So Cheryl is just going to go over kind of a comprehensive contract and then talk about different steps for you guys to have on hand, just so that you are ready to get that offer pushed through. So it's going to be a great class, 10 to 1, 3 hours of CE that we will sponsor. And of course, we're having lunch. So if you do plan to attend, please be sure to let me know so that we have enough for everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll see y'all then.
Thank you, Carrie. Thanks for popping in with us. Great. All right, Y4C2TES, Y4C2Ts. I'm gonna pick somebody this morning. How about our three? What's your favorite one this morning?
Mine is teamwork.
Why is that?
Together, everyone achieves more. And no man is an island by themselves, right? That's what my grandmother used to tell me. So this is the same thing. And it's a model and we just run it big, right? So single agent, going crazy like a couple of people in here. Get yourself some leverage. It's called teamwork. If you've got a question and you're floundering and you think you're about to flunk out and give up the ghost, please call one of us, Michelle, Arthur, and Jim, anybody on staff. We will help you. That's why it's called teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Okay?
Great, thank you, Arthur. I love those. Give her a hand. Tourist has contributed 2.7 million to hurricane relief. Is that a video?
No, that's just a talking point.
That's you, though. Come on.
So I know we all follow the news, and now news cycles have changed, and we're not talking about all the damages done from Hurricane Ida in the Gulf and the Northeast. So think about this, back to the teamwork she talked about. Nobody says County W has to give money for stuff like this. Can you imagine $2.7 million right out of KW Cares, and that was 1.3 million of it was grants to associates, their families. 1.4 million went straight to communities, generators, water, food, blankets, whatever those communities needed. So I think this is something we can all relate to, because we saw the news, we saw the damage, we saw how bad it was. So keep in mind, even if you just have a rental closing, you only get a couple $100. You got a regular closing, you donate $5, donate $100, whatever you can afford, it goes to so many people to help them. So please keep that in mind, and please do what you can.
That was great. Well,
Thank
so
you,
much.
Christie.
Where it is,
Yes.
it's
We
in the
know
mail
it.
room.
Yes,
What do you want to put in here?
socks,
Socks.
Yes,
any kind of
any
socks.
socks you have, even if they're been worn, but they're
Gently.
very
New.
gently worn.
New.
Clean them, but
New,
yeah, we really
New,
want
new,
new.
new.
want
These are
new.
rich agents, we want new socks.
We want lots
Well,
of new, but we'll
respectful to
take
her
new.
though,
New
but if you're someone that gets socks for Christmas and you will never wear them, maybe one of them twice, bring them in, because guys, as long as they're still great, no holes in the socks,
Yeah.
as long as they're still good, someone will use those socks.
Because these folks, it's a point of extension, and these, there's two campuses. The men walk to work. They're mostly manual labor jobs. They're on their feet all day long. Their feet get blisters, they get hot and sweaty. They need socks. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but that is just, that makes all the difference to them.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So I collected socks and people are so generous. So I put a box outside my house. I advertise near my, neighborhood Goodway to say who I am. And people brought good socks. Like they went and they shopped. And one lady said, my son works at Kohl's. Somebody said, I'll just go buy for you. So
Aw.
if you remember 2 bags I put there, they were all brand new, thanks to our lovely community. Everybody bought and
I
they,
couldn't carry them all up, so they're still there. And
Yeah.
India Maxwell has been taking stuff over to the
Yeah.
extension, so bring them in and she'll keep them going.
I'll say too,
Yes.
the work socks on Amazon, 6 for $12 if you want to donate them yourself. Those are
Costco's
good
got a big
quality
box on
work
sale.
socks.
Yeah. So anything we could do just really helps us in our community.
Yes, I dropped some in last week, some socks in last week. Thank you so much, Nina, for that. They were so grateful,
Your
so
box is
very,
full
very
again.
grateful.
I took out the big bags, they're full.
thank you, India.
Thank you, India.
Thank you,
Yeah, this was her idea to keep it going after
Yeah.
birthday.
yes, yeah.
I love it.
Okay, well, we're probably not thinking about food after eating that big breakfast. But, in the spirit of getting folks into the office, we're gonna do a cook-off after the team meeting next week. So we've already got 3 entries in. We're gonna have a category, we have desserts or we have appetizers. So bring sweet, savory, whatever you feel like. There will be prizes for the top placements. We're gonna do blind testing, so we'll have everybody with a number, so you will know it's Michelle's dish or Authorine's dish or whoever's it is. So it should be a lot of fun. But you've got a note that came out with an email. Feel free to click that link and register just so we know how many entries we have. And bring your appetites next Tuesday.
Let's give her a hand, you all.
Desserts or appetizers, whatever you want to enter, you can enter. All right.
Great, thank you all for all your hard work, Chrissy, I appreciate it a lot.
What the heck's going on?
Where have you been?
But
I mean, I can't get a seat. I've been here a long
What's wrong
time.
with that seat right there, baby?
Okay, I'm sitting down in it, but I had to walk all the way around. Look at this room in
You
it.
guys give yourself a hand, you all.
Honey, all you had to say was bacon, bacon, bacon.
Hey, we're here. That's a great. Okay, real estate conversations in Legion, led by Arthurine Johnson. Why should I show up for this if I'm an experienced agent?
because, oh my God, this is so much fun. Isn't it fun, guys? It's so much fun, and we love the new agents. They absolutely adore the experienced agent. So if you're an experienced agent out there, pop in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you know what? You cannot script practice too much. You cannot practice your conversations too much. You remember a couple of weeks ago when Paige said, I am so scripted down. And it comes out of her just normally. Just like turning on that faucet and you get nice clean water. That's why you want to come. Y'all like my analogy?
Yes, that's good.
Yes. So you're never thrown. You know what to say. It's like it's in here. All right.
Oh, that bacon's working.
And we have group coaching on condos, talk with Michelle Myers, she's gonna tell you some of the things to do and not to do.
Right. We'll spend an hour, and if you're not familiar with condos, just great tips to keep you out of hot water, clean hot water after you've got start practice. But I guarantee you'll walk away with some ahas. We did some contracts the other day, but this is a little deeper.
I like that, Michelle. Thank you for teaching that. We need that desperately. Command from Howard from home. Kevin Jackson does this. If you are struggling with any part of command, jump on here because Kevin is the expert and he so gently helps you understand why you are not doing what you need to be doing. So thank you, Kevin, for doing that. Group coaching command your smart plan, taught by our wonderful Carrie Qualter, September the 27th, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And she is the dean of our command college here. So guys, just realize she'll be here teaching that. Is that live or just Zoom? It's both live and Zoom. So come do that. She is a Georgia Tech graduate, understands it better than anybody that I know. Analytics, how to read and understand the stats, taught by Liz Daltrey. And so she is fabulous at that. Her father is the one that does our stats for us. He's the master of that. So she grew up and seeing all this, and she'll come and help you with that process. So come on. Hey guys, Bold. I'm going to tell you about Bold. And I realize some people think that Bold's not the right thing for them, and I respect that. Well, October 21st, first step, and it's free. If you sign up for the next 6 or 7 weeks, it's $7.99. The format is in person. It begins the week of October 25th for the second step. And go 6 weeks, I'm sorry, for 5.5 hours, 1 per week, guys. You will do more business because they will make you focus on your business. So whether you're new, if you're new, you may want to talk to our husband about it, or whether you've been in business for 40 years almost like me, you can learn something from this, and this coach is amazing. So please jump into this, sign up. Please see Arthur Ring, if you have questions, or you can reach out to me or Kimberly, one, and we'll send you how to sign up. Or just submit your name and I'll sign you up. Ignite's coming up. All right, Michelle.
Ignite will, our last one for 2021 will start October the 4th, I believe. Is that correct? Okay, October 4th. We've got everyone signed up as far as agents to teach. And if you want to join in as an agent, if you've already taken Ignite, not to worry. If it's been more than a year, you can sign up also for individual and get CE credits, all but session 12. So if you're needing some CE credits and you want to sit in, great way to do it, but you can sit in if you just want to attend. Either way.
Guys, this is an amazing faculty, guys. They all do this well. So guys, please join in here, pick one that you like. If you don't need Ignite, and jump in on that because you'll learn something that day. Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to point out, I have a friend who is in a different brokerage who wants to take Bold. So we are able to invite other agents, right?
For Ignite?
Bold.
Oh, okay, because we're
I'm
talking.
sorry, I heard Ignite and Bold.
No,
Yes,
Bold,
you can.
yes.
Yes, you can. Yes. Reach out to me and I'll help you with that process. Okay. Good. All right, Michelle.
Okay, lessons learned. You all are working so hard. The good news is there hadn't been anything terribly wrong. It's other agents and other brokerages that do the wrong. You all do the right. I just have to get involved. But this week, what we've seen is pertaining to seller disclosures. And who out here would say that the time that you don't get a seller disclosure, that you don't see it, is usually when? Investment property,
Yeah.
flips, things like
Estate sales, maybe.
possibly, yes, yes. Well, what's interesting is a lot of times the flips are the ones that don't necessarily have, not always, but don't necessarily have the seller disclosure. And we've got a situation right now that is the case, that it's an investment owned property and the person buying it, there is no seller disclosure. And what has happened is the building permits. How many of you know when you need a building permit to do things?
When they add a square footage to the property, any addition to the property.
Any addition, that's right. What else? Electrical
structure of the-
If you don't have to have it, if you're replacing something, but you're increasing something or adding, because, and I know that because I just had it done myself. What else? Good. What's that?
Decks or exterior buildings.
Decks and extra, what it says, and I wrote down the common things because it says basketball court. Well, who cares about the basketball court? I'm not saying that that's not the case, but carports, porches, decks, sunrooms, garages, garages both attached and detached, interior renovations, basement finishes, pools, retaining walls. So what came up is this property, when the appraisal was done, there were some other little caveats, but it said that there were some unpermitted improvements. So of course, the red flag came off. So if you look at your seller disclosure, if you're getting ready to list something and they've done improvements, but they don't want to fill this out, remember that there are B, C, D, E, and F that ask specifically about the permits. It says that has any work been done where a required building permit was not obtained? Or have there been any additions, structural changes, or any major alterations to the original improvements or property, including without limitations, pools, carport, storage vault. So it clearly addresses this. If you have the buyer, would it be wise to, if this is not given a seller discount, if there were to find out what's been done to that property and find out if it was permitted? Most times you'll find out that it's not permitted. So if you're wanting to protect your buyer, ask those questions. It was the weirdest thing. I've never seen it come up on an appraisal before, but it did. Reed had it on the appraisal. So ask those questions, because I do know of a problem going on right now where the buyers bought a flipped property and all these things started to happen. Cracks began settling, sagging, plumbing, all sorts of things. And now it has been tied up in a lawsuit. So that's just kind of, if you've got any questions, let us know, but learn what is required so that you are giving good consultation to your buyers or your sellers for that matter.
So-
any questions? Yeah.
So you're dealing with somebody that's flipping the house, they don't have disclosures. How do you handle that?
It's interesting. I had one agent come to me and said, there's no disclosures, all this has been done. And I said to them, I said, then get the receipts. And so that you know who did the work and that they were licensed, so that if there's something that goes wrong, then you can go back to them. Paige, you work with a lot of builders. What would your recommendation be?
If I were, and I do, list property where I know improvements have been done without permits, because it is the norm that it's done without permits as opposed to that it's done with permits in our area. I explained to the seller, first of all, that, this could come up and they could request things if it added space, if certain things. They certainly don't have to bring the house up to code, the original building code. But if I'm working for a buyer, it's as simple as a phone call. And you call Cobb County and you say, can you please give me a list of the building permits that were issued for 123 Main Street?
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Any other questions on that?
I was gonna say, Michelle, I've seen it, I think, and you guys are writing the contract. So I mean, the first thing to do is, if you know something like that, to get a longer due diligence, so you got time to work through it, right? And then I've seen it where one time I had a client had to go back and get something permitted retroactively, which that was teared into walls and things like that. But there was a motivated seller and a motivated buyer. Yeah. And they did it, and it worked out. Other times I've seen recently where when it was defined what it was they did, the underwriter was able to look at it and say, okay, I'm not worried about that. It was, it wasn't something that was massive. So but it is a little bit of a roll of the dice.
It is, and I had the opportunity to take a listing years ago, and at that time, the question was on there, was there any work that was performed that was unpermitted? And my potential seller said, yes, but we won't disclose that. I didn't get. So did I list the property? No, I said, we either disclose it now that you told me, or I can't proceed. So we did not. So I like Paige's thing, picks up the phone and just calls the county. All right, if you have any questions on that, please see us. As far as buyers, who's got buyers that they're working with, that the reading is like that, that they have not found the perfect property, please speak up, see if we can help you.
I hope y'all can. Oh, my Lord. I am telling you, I am in and out on the contract in 30 days and we're done. And we socialize outside of the closing. Now we're just having relationships all year long. Going, 300 anywhere in Cobb County. That's how wide we are now. It doesn't have to be super duper updated. We don't want to tear down because they have limited funds. So 300 Cobb County, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. If it has a little extra bonus room, that would be super nice. And maybe a flat backyard for the 2 little grandbabies. Okay, and then up to 500 in Mabry Elementary. He wants a basement and does not want it because he travels too much. So those 2, please, thank you.
All right. Grace.
Grace, yes.
Okay, and introduce yourself. I didn't say that, but that was Lorraine Johnson. We all know her.
Grace Thompson. I've got a few that are not going anywhere. So that's why I'm talking today. I'm talking today, they have to go. I have 300 townhome required in Duluth or Beaufort. A lot of mine are in Gwinnett. A 400 single family house in Alpharetta, Sugar Hill or Duluth. I have Hiram and Powder Springs, the other end of town. 350, 3 bedrooms or more. And I have, that would do for now.
Okay.
All first time buyers.
Okay. Thank you, Grace. Rusty.
I got one. It should be fairly easy, but it hasn't been. Up to 850 Walton Pope, at least a quarter of an acre. But if it's not fenced in back, at least the opportunity that they can fence it. And that's really it. There's about 12 of those on the market right now.
And that's Rusty Clark.
Oh, and I need a Lake Altoona expert. I've got a contractor coming in from Maine this week that wants either lake property or a lot. And he's gonna be here for 2 weeks. So if somebody wants that, just email me at rustyclark@kellerwilliams.com and I'll get your information to him.
Perfect.
Specifically Altoona.
Lake Altoona, yeah.
Anybody else? Oh, all right.
I'm Bo. Henry County up to 250. Preferably a property that can go FHA without anything major happening. And yeah, I think this particular buyer's I think she's about to get a 60-day notice to move out of her current living situation. So a little bit of a time crunch. So
All right. Thank you, Beth.
Angela Presley. I have a buyer who is trying to move her parents in and they are resisting. So she is looking for a house that in East Cobb that may have an outhouse or a she shed that her parents can live in.
Not an outhouse.
Not an outhouse. I'm sorry, a second house, a shed, something where.
An outbuilding.
Not an outhouse.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Her parents want independence, but they need to be close by. So a house big enough to accommodate that up to 1.5.
guess
guess
house.
million?
Guest house is the word, yes.
Yes.
1.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Not an outhouse, a guest house.
Guest house.
We
okay.
got you, we got you.
And then I have another client who's looking, I spoke with Paige already for a tear down in East Cobb, in Indian Hills. He wants to build on at least half-acre lot. The bigger, the better. So if you have anything, let me know.
Perfect. Okay. Who- Yvette?
Hey, Michelle,
Yes.
it's Jennifer Ray. Is it time for TV Land to go yet?
You know what, TV Land, you jump in. Go right ahead. We're ready for you.
I am desperately seeking a ranch with a basement or a third car garage up to 550 in Cherokee County. Woodstock and Canton is preferable, but they will go also to Forsyth. They'll go to Cumming if they need to as well.
Okay.
So, and I also up to 750, maybe 800 to be honest with you, in Lassiter with a pool or room for a pool.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
All right. Yvette Bahamas.
Yvette Barajas. Okay, one and a half up to 300, needs to be flat backyard with fence. Another client that we are looking on cap as well, up to 380, flat yard as well. It's important for them, and fence. Another one on Winnet, up to 285, has to have land on it. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else on TV Land for buyers? Okay, well, let's jump to upcoming listings. Anybody can go TV Land or in person? Angela?
I have two. One is a condo, 2-bedroom, 1 bath in Marietta for 125, and the other is coming soon in the next week, 2-2 in East Cobb for 175.
And that was Angela Presley. Those are great price points. Perfect.
I will email you, Angela.
Okay.
India Maxwell.
All right. Yvette?
Yes, Yvette Barajas, I have two. One is coming next week, located on Kansas, Georgia. It's going to be 350. It is on a 2 acres land. And another one on Kennesaw, up to 325, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
Who else?
you.
Liz Cohen,
Liz, all right.
got the Cedar Forks coming, probably around 400. That's a 4-bedroom, 2.5. I've got a condo / really a townhome. Actually, 2 of them, each of them are 2-2, renting for anywhere from 19 to 2100 off that Powers Ferry area near, like you're heading towards the Battery. I'm going to have 2 available basically beginning of next month. For
Cedar Forks, how much?
Yeah.
Cedar Forks is going to be 400-ish.
How many bedrooms and baths? I might have somebody for that.
For Cedar Forks,
Yeah,
4, 2.5.
okay, I'll check.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Who else? Anybody in TV Land? All right. I want to quickly say Yvette Bahamas has a new assistant. So I didn't put that on the good news.
Our team has a new assistant. We are. Stella and I have a
New assistant. And tell them who it is.
It is Evelyn Martinez. She is one of my past clients. Very nice.
Oh, and I was thinking about your gentleman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She tried to be funny.
My husband.
His husband
Yes.
just joined us. Yay.
All right, Susan.
Can I do one more announcement while she's coming up?
Absolutely, yes.
Mark your calendars. We are meeting this afternoon for details, but we're gonna have a big trunk or treat in the parking lot, October 23rd. Georgia is not playing that day, so if that is a reason for people not to come out, we settle that. But it'll be in the afternoon. It'll be family oriented, kids, games, fun stuff, costume contest. So
What date?
Saturday, October 23rd. We're looking at face painting, pumpkin painting. We're still coming up with ideas. If you have ideas or a high school kid who can paint faces, let us know.
What if I had dunk tank for them?
Well,
Well,
good.
Jeff.
So.
Oh my God, dump the broker. She said that.
Just write a big check. and I'll do it.
For a donation to Kingdom
Well, I
Care,
hear
we
you.
probably could talk about
So guys, so Susan is gonna talk this morning about how to leverage. When I talk to agents from other companies, I'm amazed they have no clue what leverage looks like. No clue. You know, I'm working 24/7, I'm putting listings in at 12 o'clock at night. Well, why don't you contact a closed person? What is that? Then go to your broker and ask your broker. Okay, I asked, he doesn't know. I go, well, maybe you're at the wrong place. So guys, one of the things that we talk about here is leverage and what you need to do to take you to the next level. So I asked Susan to come in this morning and she can tell you about that and give you some options also. So Susan, welcome.
Jim. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Susan Brown. I've been with Keller Williams for almost 20 years. And I've been a productivity coach, an assistant team leader, a team leader, and now I'm working alongside Gene Rolfe and all of the team leaders for the LIFT program. And a lot of you don't know what LIFT is. So LIFT stands for Leverage, Instruction, Freedom, and Time. And it's all about how to give our agents more leverage. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But before we get started, we're going to do, did y'all enjoy breakfast this morning?
Yeah, breakfast is wonderful.
So I'm going to have Catherine go around with a bowl and she is going to collect business cards for those of you that are in the room. We've got 6 door prizes to give away today. So we're going to have some fun. So all throughout my talk, I'll be stopping and we'll pull another card and we'll give away some
farthest
prizes.
corner of the room to give y'all some time.
What if they don't have a business card? If you don't have a business card, steal one from your neighbor or write one on the back of somebody else's or something. It's totally
Right
fine.
on,
So
Holmes card.
So I want to talk to you today a little bit about leverage. What are the 3 L's mentioned in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book? Leads, listings, and leverage, in that order, right? So you've got to have leads, otherwise you don't have any business at all. And then you've got to get yourself some listings because we list the last. And then when you start to get some business, you need leverage. How many of you are in a place where you desperately need some leverage in your life? Nobody in the room? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a half dozen or so. How many of you already have some great leverage in your life? So you already have a team. That's awesome. Good job. And then how many of you hope to need some leverage in your life? Right? Sometimes it's not so much leverage at work, it's leverage at home. You need to hire a babysitter, or you need to hire a housekeeper, or you need to hire a personal assistant that can go and do all the things you used to do before you got the real estate, right? This business has the ability to suck the living life right out of a decent human being if you let it, right? So the only way that we can combat that is by getting some leverage in our life. So I'm going to share with you, Keller Williams is famous for training, and I'm going to share with you one of the training classes, thank you, Catherine, that I went to, and that I totally am ripping off and duplicating this lesson. So this isn't a Susan thing, this is a rip off and duplicate. But before we do, let's go ahead and pick one card and give away one. Elon, Ian, Ivan.
That's starting
So we're going to talk about leverage. So for easy math, I'm going to do a little little math on the paper up here on the board. And for easy math, we're going to just use the commission of $10,000, okay? And that's a little over 300,000. So that's about average, right? So we'll say at level 1 agent, you're making $10,000. And the biggest complaint I've heard as a coach, as a team leader, no matter what position I'm in, is I don't wanna pay that $300-400 for a contract to close person, or I don't wanna be responsible for an assistant. I don't wanna have that person in my life. So let's break it down and see what it actually costs, right? Now, I'm not gonna include FMLS fees, and I'm not gonna include your split, just for the sake of time and easy math, right? We're gonna just keep it simple, but you can add that in and you can see where we're going with this. So let's say your commission was $10,000, okay? In the beginning, you're making $10,000 and you have zero cost to that. So your take home is $10,000, right? However, you're also working for that $10,000. So could we say you're gonna spend about 40 hours of contract? That's doing the paperwork, driving people around, inputting the listings, doing the pre-listing stuff, whatever it is. It's about 40 hours a deal. Can we all agree on that number?
Yes.
So if you took $10,000 and you divided that by 40 hours, that would be $250 an hour. Per hour, okay? That's about what you're making. It's good money, right? So I don't want to let go of my good money. I'm making $250 an hour, making some good money, right? So level 2 is when you're starting to need a little bit of help, right? So now we're going to take that $10,000 and we're going to deduct from that $400, and I'm rounding up. Most contract to close people are going to charge you a little less than that. Contract to close is usually where we start with leverage. Would you agree? So $400, if we take $10,000 and we subtract $400, $9,600, and we're gonna say that that person is gonna take about 10 hours off of your plate. Would you agree? So now you're at about 30 hours working, right? Or would you say they take more than that?
They take more.
How much more? 20 hours?
Half.
Half. Okay, so we'll say they take 20 hours, okay? So you're gonna work 20 hours and you're gonna make $9,600. Now you're at $480 an hour. Are we complaining?
No.
And you just got 20 hours back in your life, right? So now at level 3, we're gonna take that same $10,000. We're gonna pay a contract to close person $400. But at some point, you're gonna get so busy that you're gonna need to hire an assistant to do all the other marketing things and all the last minute things, right? So when you have to hire somebody else, let's say you pay them what, $20 an hour? And they're gonna take about 20 hours off of this deal for you, or let's say they take 10 hours off of this deal. Okay, so now you're working, we're gonna pay them at $20 an hour. And they're taking, what we say, 10? 10, so that's 200. So now we're at $600. So now we're at $9,400. And you've worked how many hours on the transaction? So divided by 10. Yeah. 940. Now you're at $940 an hour. You see where I'm going with this, you guys?
Yes.
So as a team leader, as a coach, as an assistant team leader, as the brokers in the office, we're scratching our heads going, why isn't everybody using some leverage? Because when you start really figuring out the math, and the problem is we get stuck coming from our corporate America jobs or our 9-to-5 kind of jobs. And then we start looking at these numbers and going, whew, that's a lot of money. I gotta pay FMLS, I gotta pay the office, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. Yeah, you do. It's not a paycheck, it's money that's coming into your business. And you need to hurry up and go get another one so that you have more coming into your business. You need to put yourself on a salary and start running your business like a business. And Keller Williams is filled with classes that can help you do that. Business planning and a whole bunch of others, right? So at the end of the day, is leverage worth the money that you spend? It should be, right? If it's costing you more hours, it's not. But anybody that's worth their weight in salt can help take a lot of this off of your plate. Does that make sense? And then if you could continue down the line and you go buyer's agent, And now you work how many hours? Let's say you work 2 or 3 to go get, you know, relationship with a client, maybe convert a client, whatever. Now you're in the over $1,000 an hour mode, right? Yes, you're giving half your commission to the buyer's agent or a large percentage of it. Yes, you're giving it to the team that supports you and all that, but at the end of the day, you're making over $1,000 and you didn't really do anything to get that money other than convert a few leads. Does that make sense? So the math is in the sheer volume of business that you do, whether you do 1 deal a year, 2 deals a year, but I promise you in all the realtors that I've spoken to, and I have literally spoken to thousands in my 20 years of being a team leader, everybody wants to make at least $100,000. Am I wrong? Anybody come into the business and go, I think I'm gonna make 20 grand this year, right? Unless it's your part-time job and that was your year 1 goal. But that almost never happens. Even the part-timers think that they're gonna walk in and make 100 grand in year 1, right? And the only way we're gonna do that is by doing that through leverage. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, as we're talking about leverage, let's grab another door prize. Mary Wilson.
Mary Wilson.
Oh, good.
Also, to kind of piggyback off of what Susan was saying.
Catherine, by the way, oversees our contract to close department. This is Catherine Evans.
Hi, so kind of piggybacking off of what Susan was saying, how many times have you started a transaction and you just hit your head up against the wall because you don't understand how command works or how the system works?
Or you're trying to input a listing and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
oh my
gosh. Since the last time you had one 6 months ago. Like the system's always changed.
And it changed 2 weeks ago, right?
It did. So when you hire someone that's their job to take care of those things, you can focus on other activities, those income producing activities where your business can grow even more. So I just want to kind of piggyback on that a little bit.
Lexi? Who's Lexi?
Hey, I'm back
here. So Lexi, you win. This is a fun present. A beer tasting.
Oh,
My beer. If not, you can re-gift it to a
I'll give it
client.
to your fiance. I'm pregnant.
Oh,
so.
there you go. There you go.
Wow.
All right.
Dinner.
I want to talk to you real quick about our LIFT program. And our LIFT program was designed to give you leverage. And the LIFT program started with contract to close. Now, if you already have an awesome contract to close person, keep using them. Don't change. This is not a commercial for our contract to close department. This is a commercial for leverage and what can you do to get some more leverage in your life. So we started with contract to close. Then we brought in listing services. Then we brought in Key Please. How many of you have started using Key Please? Anybody in this office? It's amazing.
What is it?
Key Please. It's an app you download on your phone. So basically it's a concierge service. We make $0 off of Key Please. And what you do is you download the app, KEYPLEAZ. And if you're a new agent, you can raise your hand and do the opportunity. If you're an experienced agent that needs leverage, you go in and say, I need help showing a house. I need help holding a house open. I need a runner to go pick up an earnest money check to deliver a check that I got and it was unable to go to the closing and I need my check. So I need somebody to go pick it up and bring it to the office for me. I need somebody to put out open house signs, whatever leverage it is you need. You go to Key Please and you just request it right through the app. Somebody within the Rawls group, it's only Rawls group agents that are connected. So the Rawls group agents will raise their hand and you get to dictate how much you're willing to pay for that. You want to pay $30, you want to pay $20, you want to pay $100. And if nobody takes it, you're being too cheap. That's they automatically go within 3 to 5 seconds. So if you're an agent that wants to raise their hand and make some extra money with it, you practically have to be holding your phone because they literally go that fast. You set it up in advance and it pays right through the app. So you don't ever have to worry about writing anybody a check or whatever. It just gets paid right through the app. It's awesome. and you collect the money right to the app as well. So it's like Uber, right? So you have key please, you have listing input. We started contract writing. Do you all know that we do contract writing for you? If you call us, we'll write your contract for you. And if you use us for our closing services, it's $40 to write your contract, and we do everything, not just the purchase and sale agreement. We'll get all the things so that you don't have to go back and get it later. And we'll deduct that $40 from your closing. So we're basically writing a contract for you for free. And then the new thing that we're adding on this month is that we are adding on an entire post-close system, because our big agents were saying, this is where I really need help. It's not so much the closing, it's after closing. So now when you close with us, we're going to give you a bottle of champagne, and it says happy closing day on it. It has the Keller Williams Rawls Group logo down here. You can, I would suggest adding balloons, because it would be a really fun way. Our key rings are back ordered, but right now you just hang the key right from the bow and hand that to your client at the closing table. What a fun way to give them a key to their house, right? They'll take pictures with it. You'll get lots and lots of, hopefully, business from that. And in January, we're going to send them a copy of their closing statement with a little note from you that says, we thought you might want this for your taxes, and we'll snail mail that to their house. We're also going to send them a homestead exemption letter. So we're going to teach them how to file for their homestead, and we'll do that every March. We're going to go into your command, and we're going to put them on a 12 direct, and you'll approve it before. We're going to try 3 times to get a review. You tell us where you like to collect your reviews. Is it Zillow? Is it realtor.com? Is it whatever? And we'll try 3 times to go get reviews for you so that you can use those in your marketing. What am I missing, Catherine? I feel like I'm missing.
We're doing home anniversary card.
Home anniversary card, and you'll have a handwritten personal note that goes with this from you and your team. Congratulations on your closing. Happy closing day card.
And we're also talking about coordinating
Closing gifts.
Yes.
That was the other thing. So we'll have some gift cards that we'll go purchase on your behalf. We've got a basket that you can choose from for your more high-end clients. Really, really nice closing baskets. Just a whole bunch of after close helps. And guess how much that's going to cost you? Nothing. Nothing. Including the bottle. You can get alcoholic or non-alcoholic champagne. It's going to cost you nothing. I thought I would hear like oohs and ahs. Yeah, we like taking it all in.
Our mouths are just open.
To provide value to you and more leverage so that you can spend your time going to get more business. And we're going to set all that up, and then it's up to you to log into your command to make sure that you approve of the 12 direct that's going out. And we'll approve all that with you ahead of time and that kind of thing.
Did you say how much we are making? How much is the
Oh,
transaction?
we're 375 for our contract to close.
And that.
How much?
And that includes 375, and that includes
all of that.
all of this.
I would tell you guys that's a heck of a deal.
Heck of a
Okay,
deal, right?
That's a serious.
So
deal.
now we're not
Heck of a
only gonna
deal.
help you through the
Yeah.
transaction, but we're gonna help you after the transaction as well.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason why we're doing this, you guys, is not to go make a ton of money and compete against these other awesome closing companies that we've been in business with for years. Gina and I have had personal conversations with all of them. It's to give you more leverage and to be a bigger help to you all so that you can go get more business. And some of you, so that you can go home and have dinner with your family or go on a date. Because you guys, it's about what is it? It's a business worth owning, a
Life worth living, careers worth having,
Careers worth
life
having, businesses worth
experiences
owning,
worth
life.
giving,
Yes.
and legacies.
Worth leaving.
We're at the
And-
age where we're like, wow, I'm ready to go to the beach, so we would like to leave this legacy, a thriving business. to some
That's right.
child
So
or
if we can help you get there, that's what we want to do.
That's
So we covet your ideas. If you have an idea for the lift department, we have a whole board in our office at Dunwoody of ideas of things we're bringing to you. And we've got lots more coming. I've been saying that every week. but I really mean it. We have every month, I'm trying to roll out another thing for you guys to help you out in your business so that you can go get more business and have more time and more money for your families. That's really where Jean's heart is and your team leader's heart and my heart is. Yes.
So do you have a brochure that I could just hand to my new agents? as
Right
we're
now, they're
onboarding
being
them?
printed. I have some business cards and a brochure being printed, but I'll give you all our number. You can email us at info@rgclosings.com, super easy.
One more time.
info@rgclosings.com, or you can call us at 404.
How slow you going?
You 404. Call us.
So it says
I
Wall
didn't hear
Street
about
closing,
that.
it says RG.
404.
Yeah, it's just shorter. 404-793-0010.
And we have an office here that will have, will be around, so. feel free
Yeah,
to
we
come
do
by.
have an office on the second floor.
You do?
It's right by our Greens office. We're neighbors.
Oh.
And you can pop in there and see us, or if nobody's there, we're not in all the offices every 5 days a week. We kind of jump around because there's not enough of us yet. But as soon as there are enough of us, we'll be here full time. But we're here at least 1 full day, working on 2 full days. So now I'm gonna give 3 coupons off for $100 for our services.
God, I want to win
So
it.
I'm gonna let.
Michelle, shuffle it.
We got, there's something, no wigs on that.
Authoring.
Will give that $100 away to any of the people who show up regularly to my coaching, and you get a new listing by the end of the month.
Ooh.
Okay.
I will give you that $100.
All right, so you pick the next one.
Okay.
Good, Catherine, take note of that.
I don't know.
Right, so Christy Hyatt.
Well, I won something here, so I felt bad. You can pick somebody else.
Are you
Well, I mean, I
sure?
want your coupon, but we already won one thing.
Yeah, okay, that's so, so
Take a
fun.
minute.
Each team should only win one.
All right. Okay, Rusty Clark.
Wait, one more. Got here, Paige Morgan. So,
That's my brother. Thank you, darling.
Jake's email, right?
That's it.
so thank you, Jim. Thank you, all of you, for allowing us to be here today. I hope you learned something. I hope you got some value out of that. And you sticks in your crop, and you in TV land, is that what y'all call it?
Yeah.
I don't know where your camera is, but I hope you learned something.
Thank you so much.
One of the things that I do is that I have a lady that's called Cyber Recruiter. She's in Thailand. And she called people for me every single day. And I'll tell you about a conversation I had yesterday. I talked to a man that so far this year, he's at a competitor. He's done 3 deals, and it's his 3rd year in real estate. And I said, and he said, why should I be at your office? And I said, well, we can do more than 3 deals. He says, but your fees are higher. I went, okay, let's talk about that. But if we get you to where you're averaging 1 or 2 deals a month, you're making money, wouldn't that be worth the fees? And he goes, yeah, but I'm not sure I can afford your fees. And I went, but if you're making more money, wouldn't that make you more successful? And he goes, because he couldn't get it. I went, okay, so let me ask you a different question. Okay, what if I got you on a team where they provided leads for you? Well, then eventually he says, oh, but I have to pay them the first. And I said, yeah, but Jim, like, if I bring in $10,000, I only get $2,000 because I have to pay referral fees. I don't want to do that. I go, that's $2,000 you didn't have yesterday. Because the thing that I see all the time with either low performers or people that don't perform at all, they all come from scarcity.
Yes.
Now, Paige, tell me what you think I mean by that, because she does. What does that mean, Paige?
Well, it means that you are not working from abundance. The opposite of that is that you're not working from abundance. But And it's kind of like you can't see the forest for the trees. I mean, a lot of things I can think of that remind me of that, but an agent that can't figure that out, they just need to suit up and show up and then shut up and let the people in this room pour into them and show them the numbers. You and I had a great meeting about numbers. Show me the numbers. So long as you're not in the negative, you can make up for it in volume. Okay? So long as listen to it. So long as you're not in the negative, you can make up for it in volume. Why would you not want to make up for it in volume and have all of this leverage paid for you? I'm talking about if you go with a team or if you simply come in as a KW agent and use a service like the Ross Group closings. But, and Jim asked me one time when I was working on goals for the next couple of years, and what are my goals? My goals are to make the exact amount and maybe a little bit less than what I have in the last 10 years each year. And have 10 times as much time. Because time is more important to me today than money. I never thought I would ever be able to achieve that goal to where I could say that. But time is more important to me than money. So those numbers that you were looking at there, I spend 10 times that much in the leverage column because I have people and I live by the leads, listings, and leverage. Yep, leads, listings, and leverage. So that when I walk out of this door, I know that my business is taken care of.
Scarcity to me, Jim, if I can interrupt real quick, is, and I've told many an agent this, you're stepping over dollars to save nickels.
Yeah, you got pennies chasing dollars.
Amen. Oh,
You're stepping over dollars to save nickels, because really and truly, that's nickels. And even though you do spend more, I don't know what level you're at, but you're way past level 4. But you are gonna spend more money, but it's made up in the volume, just like you said.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's wonderful if I can, the hours that you were talking about and the numbers that I was thinking about. What about if I spend 2 hours per client of my time? 2 hours, and I make $333 an hour.
That's pretty good money.
I mean, and because I know my numbers, so I know what I make an hour. And I don't make $940 an hour, and that's okay. Now, I would have never said that 5 years ago, but today that's okay.
Because you're making up for it in volume.
Well, I'm making up for it in time.
Okay, there you go.
That's more important to me today.
That's what me too.
That's awesome.
Greg Keller once said, and if I'm misquoting this, one of y'all told me, he said, I'm not concerned about you setting your goals too high and not reaching them. I'm concerned about you setting them too low and then reaching them. To where your vision is like this. But Jim, your splits are higher. Jim, and that's all you can see. And this is gonna come across being a little bit haughty, but y'all love me anyway. And if you don't, my grandchildren do, I can receive it. But they do, they love me gladly. But guys, I've always told people, if you can go across and talk to a broker some other place and you like them better than me, that's where you should be. Because you can talk to them and talk to me and get the same benefit, then you should go do that. You should be where you think you can do what? Succeed. But I'll say this boldly, there's not a better place in East Cobb or in this part of Atlanta where you can get more, have a better training. This just doesn't exist, guys. I've been out there. I know what it looks like. Jenny Pruitt's an old dear friend of mine. We're still close friends. The training there is almost non-existent. It's called Atlanta Fine Homes. It's a wonderful company. I'm sure they do great stuff with the high-end type market. But guys, you'll get no training there, and Jenny admits that. She missed that, but that's not her focus. Our focus here is to take everyone that walks in this door to make them better. And that's our goal. That is our goal. That's Jim's goal, because if you come in here and you fail, that makes me weak. Because I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed at the highest level. Now, if you're happy doing 2 deals a month and that's all you want to do, God bless you. Wonderful. But if you want to do 20 a month, we know how to help you do that. So guys, this is the one part right here that a lot of you don't have yet. You don't understand that if I hire Susan, it's going to cost me X dollars. And how am I gonna pay for that? Well, guys, if you hire her, it'll give you a chance to go out and do what? Lead generate for what?
Next.
And your job is not back end stuff. Some of you are just there relaxed.
Oh, God.
That's not your job.
Oh.
So you either do the few dollars an hour stuff, or you can do the $500 an hour stuff and make a lot more money. All right, any questions of Susan about her program before we let her? No, was that breakfast amazing? You all?
Hello.
You know, I told you to have, so now we had more than 15, didn't we? We were out of food.
This is bacon.
Bacon, exactly right.
That's like how I get my friends to go camping. I make this breakfast every Saturday morning, just saying.
Camping means you're staying at the Holiday Inn, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a glamping first.
Well, that's what we do. We glam.
Oh,
We
you
don't
do
really.
glam.
I have all the comforts of home, and I really do make a big breakfast every Saturday morning.
I'm all about the breakfast. We got anything else we talk about this morning? Kimmy?
Yes, excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. Hey, Jim, I'm sorry. It's Denise.
Sure.
Man. I do have a cash buyer of $220,000. It wants 10 acres. It has to have a creek, and it's in Polk or Haralson County. So I just want to get that out there. She's been looking for a long time.
Say it one more time, please.
Okay. Okay, 10 acres, 220,000. She has cash, and it has to be in Polk or Haralson County, and she prefers a creek.
Great.
No power line.
I called Dan. What's Dan? Dan?
Dan Fowler.
Fowler, is that correct? Joe? He specializes in property. I call him. Good guy.
What's his number?
Anybody else in television land that didn't get a chance to ask about special needs? Buyers or sellers? Thank you very much, you all. Please remember to bring your socks. Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you so much. Yay.